Hi everyone, back to quickly share some new records that I bought over the past few weekends, two of which were bought for me by a friend who I've mentioned here a lot. My buddy Brian in New York sent me a little surprise gift. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here, just share what's new to the collection. And we will wrap it at that. Most of these I bought yesterday on a trip to the record store. So first is Neil Young's Tuscaloosa, Neil Young and Stray Gators. This came out, I believe, last year. And I didn't pick it up at the time. I found it in the used bin for 20 bucks. It's my dog. He seems to be showing up more and more. So I gave it a listen last night. First spin, sounds great. Neil Young just continues to put out great stuff, whether it's current or stuff from the past that he's kind of pulling out of the Neil Young archives. This is a solid one. What's up, boy? Ordered this via Discogs. Have yet to open it. Let me turn the glare off. This is the Justin Townsend Earle record, Absent Fathers. Came out in 2014. I know Justin Townsend Earle's music pretty well. I do not know this record well. Of course, we recently lost Justin Townsend Earle, which I did a video on. I've been spending a lot of time listening to his music lately. He was such a talent. I would listen to his cover of Paul Simon's Graceland, which I think is much better than the original. He also has, which I'm sure many of you have heard, a great cover of The Replacements track, Can't Hardly Wait. Also great. Probably not as good as the original, but Graceland, I think, is a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Almost unrecognizable from the original. He's looking to hang today. That's the dog. His name's Bennett. I've mentioned Dr. J. Bennett, the late Wilco guitarist. I adopted him just a few weeks after Jay Bennett passed, and I was going to name him either Bennett after Jay or Miller after Scott Miller, because I was obsessed with the V-Roys and Scott Miller's solo records at the time, but I went with Bennett, which seems like it has worked. Right, Bennett? B. Call him B as well. He responds to a lot of things. He's a good dog. Next, this reissue. I have the original, but it is not in the best shape. So I saw this at the record store. This is my favorite Rolling Stones record, probably by a country mile. Is that a term? A country mile? I don't know. Let It Bleed, Midnight Rambler, Gimme Shelter, Can't Always Get What You Want, Monkey Man, Country Honk. This is outstanding. It's reissued on Abco in 2019. My favorite Stones record. These are the two sent by my buddy Brian. He sent me two Meat Puppets records. Here's the first one, colored vinyl. Haven't opened it yet. This is the Meat Puppets 2, classic record. Came out in mid-80s. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. He also sent me this Meat Puppets record, Up on the Sun. So this is 180 gram vinyl, also a reissue. I believe they were reissued early in the 2010s. He must be on a Meat Puppets kick, thus the gift. Thank you, Brian. You always send me great stuff. This one I was really pumped about. Grateful Dead, Rhino, release, Saint of Circumstance, Giant Stadium, East Rutherford, 91. I was probably close to being at this show. I lived in Jersey at the time. That would put me, 91 would put me at 17 or 18 years old. and I saw the Dead, I think in '95. I saw him twice at Giant Stadium, it was in the same summer. I think it was the summer of '95, '94 or '95, which was not, which was right before Jerry Garcia passed away. I listened to that last night, the first two sides, and loved it. Next is, I saw this for only $8. I've been listening to The Wings a lot lately. I don't think this record gets reviewed well. Silly Love Songs, I like that song. So I think I went to All Music. I use the All Music guide all the time for record reviews. I'll be in record stores and I go through allmusic.com just to see a random Waylon Jennings record or a random international record that I'm excited about or I like the cover of, and I just want to see if it's something worth taking a chance on. I think this got 1.5 stars or maybe 2 in the All Music guide, so we will have to see, but needed to fill out the Wings collection. This is going to be a surprise probably for some of you. First record by this artist. Plenty of CDs from high school, but don't have any vinyl, so I went for what I believe is the best. Electric Ladyland. You can see it's used. $15, heck of a deal. Came out 2010 on Legacy. I am gonna listen to this next. So Jimi Hendrix, a classic. All Music gave this 5 stars out of 5. So it's time for me to get into Hendrix. As I was walking out of the record store, I flipped through the M's in the indie section and saw this. I love this record. Had totally forgotten about it in terms of getting it on vinyl. The Mekons, Fear and Whiskey, Last Dance, one of my favorite Mekons songs. This is a great band. Oh wow, Tommy Keene played on this. Of course, John Langford. I think it's essentially his band. So super psyched to play this. Probably play it today. I had to get this because this is a record that I listened to a lot when I was in high school. Skeletons from the Closet, Best of the Grateful Dead. Pretty standard. Has their hits? Well, you don't know, hits in that community. Truckin', Sugar Magnolia, Uncle John's Band, Friend of the Devil, Casey Jones. This is one of the records I listened to the most when I was in high school, so I had to pick up the Rhino reissue. I buy everything that Rhino puts out. A lot of my disposable income goes to that record label. Last one is this Eric Bachman solo record. My buddy Sharish told me about this record many years ago, and I have seen it in my local record store in the discounted bin for a number of years probably, and I never picked it up because I thought I had it, but I checked before I went to the record store because I've only listened to this record a few times, but I remember really liking it. Eric Bachman's from the Crooked Fingers and Archers of Loaf, which I'm reading off of the tag right now. I think I knew that, but now I definitely know it. This came out on Merge 4 years ago, 2016. So I checked, saw that I didn't have it, so I finally picked it up. Only $14. Good deal. That's it for the new haul. I have a few on the way, and as I always do, a record that I wish more people knew about. And this is not by an artist who will be new to many, but it's a record that I thought did not get its due. And this is the Jeff Tweedy, his second proper solo album, Warmer. Came out last year. He released Warm and then Warmer. I think they're both really good. I think if you were to collapse them into one record, it would be an outstanding record. But Warmer, I think, is the best of the two. And I listen to this record a lot. He also put out, let me see if I have it. Yeah, put out the two records together on this beautiful mini double album box set thing. I think it's pretty hard to find now. This is Warm and Warmer. Warm cover on the front, Warmer back. Just a great, great record. They're both worth, if you can find that vinyl, it's worth getting. But as I said, Warmer is my favorite of the two. I feel like I've said that word 7,000 times in this video. That's it. It was a good run. There's a lot of good records out there right now, a lot of great stuff. I would go to Rhino's website, and you will find plenty of, I think they just announced a Joni Mitchell box set, or some sort of reissues of her catalog. So that's worth checking out. But that's it for today. Thanks for checking in. Dog's now asleep, and I'll see you soon.